This is Pillars of Eternity 2. This is like, what do you call Diablo like outside of just calling it a Diablo like? Action RPG? Is that what it is? ARPG? That's one of those, you know, the ones where it's like a top-down camera and you go around and kill things and loot stuff and then you put points in and there's an RPG and all that. That's that. There's a free weekend. I'm trying it for a little bit. I've not played this before. I made a character and I did like the tutorial. And yeah. I made a witch. She's got like necromancy powers. Taking a long time to load. God, it's like I'm playing Fallout 4 again. All right.
It's not time to kill them all.
So you see, we do the top down, and then we hit things. There's quests, and yeah. All right. So I've got like a magic bolt, magic spike, and like skeleton. Search Clearfield to find the Mud Barrow entrance. Slay the Devourer. Find the source of the abyssal monsters. This game doesn't have like microphone, right? I'm not like yelling into... Mudburrow.
A descent into darkness. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Okay, so the witch is like very edgy, by the way. She is so edgy. Oh god. Opened up like 6 windows. Ow. Mud Simulacrum. Let me turn chat off. Last thing I need is playing Diablo, and I have... Oh, here we go. Ah, there we go. Sweet silence.
Death grants power. Rise!
I like the controls in this game. I like you can actually play with the WASD. One of my big issues with a lot of these games is clicking and moving constantly and having to, like, a lot of the games make it so that if you want to do ranged attacks without getting closer, you gotta hold shift, and sometimes it gets a little tedious. And so this is nice, just being able to, like, move with WASD normally and cast. Why does this load screen take so long? There we go.
Welcome. If I don't got it, I can. Take a punt. You know you want to.
Do you... Who sell... Can someone sell me scroll?
Stay safe, if you can. Yes? I've collected these over time.
I'm just gonna sell all this shit. I don't give a shit.
Oh, I like this one. Bye.
Yeah, what? Locate an abyss? What is happening? I like the map. Alright, so here's the skill tree. I know everyone fucking loses their mind over the skill tree because, oh, look at all the points. I kind of think it's a bit of a show-off thing. The game goes, oh, look at our tree with all the points, and I'm like, yeah, but like, how many of them are like very interesting? Why are my spells not working? Look at all the points, 2% to ash scratching. Yeah, exactly. Just 0.8% to shit your trousers in the supermarket. Lugar, are you not a fan of these games? Three 3% to fire damage on Tuesday with a full moon. 8% to magic damage while Mercury is in retrograde. Game looks good. I'm a fan of pointless. Am I a fan of pointless level ups where you can only see actual improvements when you're level 400 and are one-shotting everything, therefore making it the dullest thing ever? Love them. Wasn't that obvious? Ooh. Minions do 0.1% more damage per point of max magic. Or max mana. Mana. Banana. God damn, I was just about to do that. Do. Manamana. Do. Manamana.
The darkness subsides.
I will say that, like, my least favorite part of these kind of games, regardless of what they are, is making your way through, like, a pseudo, like, slightly randomly generated level to try to find where, like, the boss is or whatever.
Something foul stirs beneath the surface.
What the fuck? Defeat the Abyssal Invaders. What the fuck is this? I was sent here to fight the level 1 Goobly Goos. The Abyssal Invaders, duh. Did we do it? Open the Abyssal Arsenal. Wow, level like 2 stuff. Cool. Is this like league stuff? Because I know this game loves its leagues. Where it's like an excuse to start over from the beginning. Oh, you know, I know that this game is like, hey,
Sorry, I like to hold on to bits and pieces.
it's like, hey, we are like, remember Diablo 2? Remember when you had 2 items you can carry and then you run out of room in your inventory? Maybe that was like not something you should do.
So,
I feel like that.
I see. You have my... Even the cracks.
Do 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 do. Mana do 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 do. Mana do 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 do. Show recommended gems. Oh my god. This is all of them? Would you believe me if I don't know what the fuck I'm doing? Whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm never playing this game. Minions have 10% increased life. Minions deal more damage. You deal more damage. I feel like these are... Like, how stupid do the numbers get in this game if all these points are 8% more damage? Like, that's a lot. Is it, like, stacking? Because, like, is it 8, 16, 24, 32, like, so on and so on? Because that's nuts. Or is it, like, how little does it actually matter? You know what I mean? Like, what is the point? What is the point is like my fucking channel motto at the moment. This is the boss. I wonder if this is a boss.
What a pretty worm.
So back to horse game. I'm not enjoying this. I don't mind these kind of games. You know, it's a free weekend for the game. Give it a shot. Cool. This game is very gross. Everything in this world feels dirty and disgusting. To be fair, I didn't show you the character creation screen where you pick one of like 6 people who are gonna like 6 classes, and you're all about to be hanged, and then you are hanged, but your rope breaks, but all the other characters die. The numbers will get bonkers one of 2 things. Either enemy's resistance will scale, so you never really feel much of a game, so you literally throw hundreds of dudes at you. I remember playing a bit of... I played, like, enough of the first one at a time to get a character through, like, the campaign. And it was, like, after, like, the 3rd act, one of the ways that they balanced out your character was they made it so that you had a debuff to resistances. So you would like have like a negative 30 resistance. And then later in like the 4th act or like the 6th act or some shit, they would do it again. So that you'd have to constantly be putting more into your resistances to get back to like the level you were at.
Oh, now this won't cover up.
Yes? These are just some odds and ends of mine. Sorry, I was just... Finn makes fun of my collection, but I think it's charming.
Drizzling sapphire charm of the white. Of the white. Belt. Leather belt. Leather belt, belt. Linen belt, excuse me. Okay. I don't know what a charm slot is, but... Ow.
It's beautiful. I accept.
Uncut skill gem. Yeah. Guess I'll save the gem. I don't know. Alright, back to the shithole. Okay, so travel through Clearfell and find a way to the Grellwood. These are all very, like, grungular names. Does that make sense? Grungular a word? You press button and thing die. Ooh, a Beria of the Rotten Pack. Excuse me? Did I, like, reset her by going too far away? I did it. Quest item. Grants 10% cold resist. Right. Oh. Right. See what I mean? Giving me a free 10% cold resist? It's eventually going to be like, oh, you are now afflicted with the curse of Gobblegoo, and you lose 40% resistances, so hope you got all those resistances. Like, this is a game I would play through, like, once, and then I would not play it again for a while. Like, I wouldn't be able to do how, like, people who love this game of, like, oh, new league, I'm gonna start again and do the whole thing again. I was one of those people who in, like, a lot, like, in MMOs, I never really made, like, alts for, like, the same reason, where I would have, I have, like, to this day, in, like, World of Warcraft, I have, like, 3 characters. Like, on my long-time account that I played for years and years and years and years, since, like, fucking Wrath of the Lich King, I only have 3 characters. I have a paladin, a rogue, and a mage. And that's it. And I think part of the reason was, like, I just can't, like, I'm not doing this more times. Actually, was one of the things I really liked about Final Fantasy XIV was I really liked in Final Fantasy XIV you can be every class as one character, so I feel like the people who make more than one character in Final Fantasy XIV need to be studied. We need to understand what they're thinking. Oh, I literally almost missed the fucking door. The door to the forest door. Okay, so Spooky Woods, Forest of the Old Magics, spelt with a K. Is it related to the Elder Scrolls? They also spell magic with a K. Slightly different, but there's a K in there. Is there a K in Magicka, or am I making that up? You would think after playing, like, 30 hours of Morrowind over the last 2 weeks, I would know. You probably didn't hear it. Magic. Okay, it is. You probably didn't hear it, but my cat came in, joined me for like 2 minutes. She walked around a bit, made some noises, and then left. It's like, okay, hi, Lola, thanks, nice to see you. Untested his Magicka? Okay. Ours just had her first birthday. We made her steak. That's cute. My cat has like very, very cheap tastes. I've tried giving her like nice stuff in the past, and she just doesn't fucking eat it. She won't eat it, but like she'll eat like garbage cat food all the time. Like okay, I like how you can pause this game actually. She'll like, I've given her like, there is these cat treats. I don't know if they're still around, but they're called like My Mighty Lion, and I'll show you. I'll show you a picture. So, let me get the two. So she'll, I got her these like really nice cat treats back in the day, called My Mighty Lion, and they're like, it's just meat pretty much. Like I think it's just like chicken. It's just chicken, and that's it. Like it's just pieces of chicken or beef or whatever, right? That's it. She ate like 2 of them and then never again. These like really nice ones. But you know what she'll eat like a fucking whole box of if I gave it to her? This shit. She'll eat this. She loves these. She loves these things. Fucking insane, honestly. Ours is favorite. She's duck. Pedigree Seal Point Ragdoll. Seal Point Ragdoll. Okay. Yeah, I got mine from the local shelter, and she's just like a random mixed breed. Do I have a picture of her on my computer? I should have a picture of her on my computer. I guess I can show my cat on the screen. Pictures. I do have a whole folder called cat. That probably does it. I'm trying to find a good photo that doesn't show too much other than the cat. Cat on screen. Here we go. You ready? Ready for cat? Oh my god, the photo's so big. How did this happen? What fucking resolution did my phone take this at? That's my cat. All right. That was funny. I wanted to get ours from a shelter and adopt as little as possible. The garden wasn't big enough. It's close to a main road, near body fodder. Go to a breeder, let's go nuts. I don't mind if I'm not gonna judge anyone how they get their cat or their dog or whatever. It was like a huge fucking like sudden thing where I went to the
A sister in the Grellwood. Curious.
I went to like I looked on to the on the website the local whatever the fuck whatever it's called, the local like adoption thing, pet finder or whatever, right? And I saw her on like the third page, and she what's it called, she was there, and I'm like, oh, she's cute. And I'm like, oh, she's gray and she's got green eyes, and it's like, that's like not like rare per se, but that's like like, you know, something that is not like common, you know, stuff like that. And I'm like, okay. And then I sent them like an email the next day, and then by the end of the week I had a cat. It's like, oh shit, this was quick. Cool. Very much a dog man, but I had one in a decade or so. I've had both cats and dogs. And I kind of like them both, so... I like how she's doing fire now instead of ice. Or does she do both? She does both. Okay. So that life flash she drops, or whoever dropped, I just didn't get that then, did I? Fuck me.
Another corpse. Just you tarried too long, dear sister.
Cool. Do I have a picture of my parents' dog? I probably have a picture of my parents' dog around here somewhere. There is a folder. I do have a photo. I do have some photos here. Here's my parents' dog. This is also going to be enormous, isn't it? Yep, there it is. Oh no, I've lost it. It's gone off the screen. There it goes. That's that's him. So he look at him in the sun. He's very regal. It's funny how I wish I don't have the other photo of him right now, where it's like he's as tall as like a plant pot. He's like right next to a plant pot, and he barely makes to the top of it. So it's funny. Yeah. Sometimes I'm just like hitting buttons and not really knowing what I'm doing. I can't tell what's my fire, what's their fire, what is my skeleminions, what are enemies. Game can be a little hard to read. There's a lot of detail too, like all the ground clutter and all the trees and shit. And it's like, what is happening? Please. Cool, more shit. So, of all of the parts of Diablo 2 you would want to emulate, why would you emulate the very, very, very annoyingly limited inventory space? A charm. Used when you take cold. Used when you take cold damage. Cold damage from a hit. Recover 20 mana. Okay.
Yes? Please. Take... Oh, I like this one. It's beautiful. I accept.
More gems for the stash, I guess. Oh, another skill point. We're gonna put another point in. Oh, more damage. Okay, I'm not having a bad time. I'm just like, I'm kind of like, this is a good cooldown from fucking Fallout 4. From being fucking upset at that game. Not upset, not even upset. Upset is giving Fallout 4 too much credit. Being like bored and disappointed. That's accurate. Summon Una and ask for help? Why?
Well, who is this?
What happened
that
to
this shade? There is
Don't care, don't care, don't care, don't care. The hooded one.
By decree of the Count of Ogham, those condemned to
Cool.
hang from these branches are to be left until their hearts no longer beat, their lungs no longer fill with
Being beaten to death with a cricket bat is a good cooldown. Yeah, that game. Let's talk. I'm sure this will be great for this. Let's talk about about Fallout 4 more. Why don't we? That is like. That game is astounding in how in how like just weird it is. I'm still surprised that they let you kill Father at any time, and they seemingly let you kill Maxon and Desdemona at any time. But like the game doesn't really like do anything with it. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's hard to explain how it feels like a choice without making a choice. If that makes sense. It feels arbitrary that there are so many characters in that game that you can't kill. That when it lets you kill a major character, I go like, why? Why not just like stick with what you usually do with not letting me do that? You know, it's like, why change that? You know, the story you want to tell would flow. Oh my god, I'm dead. What even killed me? Holy fucking shit. You know, so like, you know, you kill every character and like, or you can't kill like random NPC involved in random quest. But you can shoot all the faction leaders in the face, and it feels so weird. And I think the only... You know, I just figured it out. I answered my own question. The only reason why I think they let you kill the faction leaders in Fallout 4 is because there are other ways to finish the game, and you can't lock yourself out of every faction. So, you could lock yourself out of the Brotherhood, but you could still finish the game. You can lock yourself out of like everything except the Minutemen, and you can still finish like the main storyline. Those like random side quests where you, for some reason you can't kill like NPCs in it, the only reason why is because there's no other way to finish it. You can't like, so I don't know. I do think so much of it is just like Bethesda not wanting to make more stuff. Like, oh, we'd have to do other things, you know? We'd have to make other reasons for the quests, other ways to complete it. Oh, that's tedious. Find the entrance to the Red Veil. Okay, Red Veil.
Blood, bones.
Oh, I opened up the fucking store with that button to press.
In abundance.
Mysterious campsite. I missed something here. Let's see if we can find that. I did it again. Mysterious campsite.
I have received reports of a number of villagers hiding at the Clearfell logging site. Travel
Cool.
there and convey my order to return. Anyone refusing my authority should be considered a traitor and a criminal. Deal with them as you see
Traitor
fit, but
and a
bring the
criminal.
villagers back to the manor.
Traitor. I'm gonna make a fantasy game or TV show one day, and my rule is that no one is going to have a British accent. No one is going to have an accent from the UK. No, nothing. No one. They're all going to be French. God damn. Not even the bad guys? No. The French. He's gonna do an adaptation of Expedition 33. Is Expedition 33 like fantasy? I haven't played it. It seems like it's too much of like a depression quest game. Where it's like, oh, this looks like everything is shit and everyone dies and it's not gonna be happy. And I'm like, I don't need that. I know that's not maybe the best reason to not play a game, but I don't know. It's like dark fantasy French, like there's magic in it. French and vaguely avant-garde, so it's depressing. I'm like one of those people who I don't really like the sad endings. I'm not like, I'm not gonna go as far as saying like, oh, you shouldn't make an ending a sad ending. Like, no, go ahead. It's just like it will be hard to sell me on a sad ending. Even if I like the rest of it, I will be like, man, I wish that didn't end sad. You know, I feel like it's a case of like especially when like the protagonists or like the heroes or whatever really work for it and it becomes like a bitter sweet end or a depressing end. I'm always like, fucking no. They worked so hard. They should get the good ending. Why is everyone in this fantasy game British? That also is a bad ending. I'm gonna make it so that everyone's gonna be Russian, and I'm actually gonna find Russians to speak it, and not just have like English or American actors do accent. I like this character because I like necromancers. I'm a big fan of necromancers in video games. This is I like having a necromancer. More games need to have a necromancer class.
Perhaps this is what we need.
Look at all the little skele guys. A ruined Grundle.
Impudent undead.
I know it says girdle. Was that Expedition game any good? I know people went like nuts so bananas over it. Everyone was like, oh, fucking game. This game is real good. Look how French it is. I'm like, yeah. It's quite good? Alright. But is it better than Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door? What? Oh god, no, as in no it's not, or... Not my kind of gameplay, but it's not better? Okay. When it comes to, like, turn-based RPGs with like an active blocker mechanic or whatever, my first thought is a Thousand-Year Door. Or Super Mario RPG. How have you not played a Mario game since 1993? Have you never played Super Mario 64? You should probably go play that. Go download. Does Dolphin Emulator do 60? I don't know. No, it doesn't. Shit. I don't know what emulator does it. Listen, I like Super Mario Sunshine. That game is kind of jank and also bad in some ways. I guess I kind of lucked out. My uncle had an N64, and then I got a PlayStation as a kid, PS1, and then later a PlayStation 2. So I had kind of like I think I got luck where it was like one parent bought me a PlayStation 2 for my birthday, and then another parent bought me a GameCube for Christmas, and I was like, oh, this is cool. As I played, Sonic was like something I never understood why Sonic is this. I genuinely don't understand why Sonic is as popular as it is. Everything I've seen of Sonic, those games don't look very good. Why is he so popular where it's like a billion games, TV shows, movie series? Like, I don't get it. Why do people like the Blue Hedgehog? What do they see in it? Japan loves him. It's not just Japan. It's like he's popular like all over. Like kids, I see kids like when I go to the store or whatever or the mall, I see kids with fucking with Sonic shirts and shit like that, or like a Sonic backpack. Like kids who are like, you know, 10 years old maybe. You know, and it's like, what? Now, if I see a kid with like a video game thing that isn't like some like shitty horror franchise, mascot horror franchise, if I it's a kid either wearing like something to do with Pokemon or something to do with Sonic. I see a kid with like a Pikachu hat, or I see a kid with a Sonic shirt. Mom and Dad were into it, so when they shit comes out, they try to get the little ones into it. I guess it's just like I still don't understand. Again, we have to go back to the ground zero of like, why was Sonic popular in the first place? Who's out here liking Sonic? It was considered a more skilled game than Mario, which is really weird because the way I would put it is that it was a worse game than Mario. Those original Sonic games are too fast and the screen is too zoomed in. Like I've gone back and played a lot of like older games. So I've played like some of the original Marios. Like I played Mario 1, I played Mario 2, I played 3. I really like Super Mario World. Those games are like still really fucking great. Playing those old Sonic games, I'm like, this sucks. Like the thing is, like you go back and play like Mario, Super Mario Bros. Like that game still like it's very simplistic, but that game still controls like really well. It's got like a good physics. It's got a good physics. You know how the stream's been going on too long. My next question: are the Sonic movies any good? I know they're like not to denigrate kids stuff. It holds up well because it's just basically move left and jump sometimes. That's not knocking the Mario games. Well, I think it shows that it's easy to make that bad. Like how many games are out there that are fucking terrible platformers? They couldn't even manage move left and jump. Okay, fair enough. What's the last movie I even saw in the theaters? Remember the movie theaters? The last movie I saw in the theaters was Oppenheimer. And then before that was... I want to say Top Gun? Top Gun Maverick? I used to love going to the movies. Went to see so many movies. My dad always took me to the movies whenever he could. We'd love to go see movies. If we couldn't see a movie, we would rent a movie. I know, renting movies, that thing that doesn't exist anymore. But that was it. It was either like, okay, it's the weekend, we can see a movie. If there's nothing in the theaters, we rent something. Last I saw was Dune Part 2. I think I was disappointed. It always comes back to us talking about Dune somehow. Going to the movies alone is actually quite nice. I do like it. Going to the movies alone, if I ever have like a chance during like the week to go to the movies alone, it's nice because there's usually no one there. Or only like there's a couple people in the theater. It's quiet. It's easy. It's nice. It's funny because I remember there was a case of like, it was like years ago. It was when the Mario movie. I saw the Mario movie in theaters. And the only reason I did it is that, like, I don't know what I was waiting for, but I had, like, several hours to kill for something, like, where it's like, okay, I don't have to do anything for, like, the next 3 hours, but I can't really go home right now because I still have to go somewhere. And I was in a mall. I was in, like, a mall parking lot that had a movie theater in the same, like, parking lot. And then I went, huh. And I went online and I'm like, do they have like, you know, what do they have playing? And I saw there was like a Mario movie showing in like 20 minutes and I'm like, well, whatever. And I'm like, yeah. The Mario movie was not very good. I enjoyed going alone and eating popcorn and having a soda and watching a movie. And it was very quiet. There was like a dad with his like 2 kids and then like a couple other people. And so it was a pleasant experience in the theater. The movie wasn't very good. There was another Sonic? What? It was an animated movie and then wow. I would make, this guy's called the Rust King, I would make some like joke about the game, but I've never played Rust, so. He done. He's going to Griefer base, yeah, or something. I don't know. Rust kind of just falls into like all those games that are like survival crafting games to me. It's all just this little blur. I feel like it's one of those games that's popular because it's like streamers and YouTubers have like funny videos of it. We're like, oh, we did a funny stream, haha, with like on a private server, and it's like 90% of the actual gameplay that you experience if you play it on your own or like on your own thing is just garbage. Just people getting griefing you and just, you know, being unpleasant. I don't mind a good. It has to be I don't know. Yeah, I have to be really in a mood for a survival crafter. You know what game I had fun with? I played on my own. That one vampire survivor crafter. Whatever the fuck it was called. V Rising. That's what it was. That one was fun. That was cool. It had like. I liked the setting. I liked the vampire shit. I liked getting powerful and finding all the different carriers and stuff and making a castle. I upped the amount of resources that dropped or something, so I made it a little less tedious playing on my own, where I could just be like, okay, we're gonna make it so I don't have to grind as much.
Here are your spikes, but I would ask what you need.
I've heard of Vintage Story. It's, I've seen some people play it, and it's cool. I don't know if I would get enough of it on my own, but I would, that's neat. I don't know what these orbs do, but they look cool.
Renly's done a fine job. I've collected these over time. What do you... Another for my collection. Thank you. Stay safe, if you can.
Travel to the ground. Okay, I'm guessing we have to go to that person who was in the tree. Yep. Is it a smart idea to let this, like, weird person who isn't dead after being hanged... did something that... you try it and it's 7 hours disappears?
He's unconscious, but he's breathing. Bye.
Okay. That happens to me anytime I boot up Hearts of Iron or Stellaris or Crusader Kings. I unironically, like, sometimes play those games.
Only by account's hand.
Don't listen to the ghosts of people who have been hanged.
I know.
It's hanged.
Tangle. The over...
Meat is hung, men are hanged.
I heard you're heading for the village. Till next time.
Grim Tangle. Ogum Village. I might play more of this offline. I might play this. I mean, I'm having it's good. It's good enough to kind of just be like, I'm zoning. I'm just playing. I'll play it till it runs out of time on the free weekend, and then I'll just wait until it comes out. It's such a weird thing where it's like you pay for the early access for a game that is going free to play when it comes out properly, which is just fascinating.
I will put you down. In bed.
It's kind of hard to talk, not hard to talk about this game, but it's like, I feel like this game is very much a case of like, if you like this, you know, if you like this kind of game, you already know whether or not this is for you or not. Like, you see this game, you see 10 minutes of it, and you're like, yeah, I get what this is. You know, if you've like, if you're familiar with video games at all. Wow, cool. Like 5 gold. These games love making you start out looking like a homeless person. Also, like, okay, it's kind of hard to see. Do you see what I see? Oh, yeah. Okay. Just checking. Oh, there's jiggle. There's a little bit of jiggle. Jiggle physics in my loot 'em up? It's more likely than you think. What is this, Titan Quest? Never played Titan Quest. Is there jiggle physics in Titan Quest? I prefer Titan Quest to Diablo. Is that like the ancient Greek themed one? Like you pick two different trees in that man. You know what's a game that did that? Another there's a game it's another ARPG like this from like a decade ago now, and it's really good. Single player one. You know, it has multiplayer, but it's like a traditional single player game with multiplayer. You do Necromancer, Fire Wizard, Rogue Healer. There's a game called Grim Dawn, and Grim Dawn did the same thing, where you would pick your first class to start out, and then after a certain number of levels or something, you could pick a second class. And and I liked it too because they went far enough to actually give every combination of class a name, which was kind of cool. So you could like start out as like a soldier and then pick up like engineer, and you would end up as like, you know, like demolitionist or something like that. You could pick up like inquisitor and occultist, and you would become like heretic. And it was really cool comboing those classes together. Another game you play is Van Helsing or something. I don't know. There's like you just have like the hats. There are like the sort of like Van Helsing hats. But Grim Dawn. My God, that game came out in 2016. Can't even find anything good about, like, a good picture. Oh, here we go. This. No, not that. That was the first one that came up. It was this. This is Grim Dawn. Now, are you confusing it with another ARPG that where you actually play as a vampire hunter called Victor Vran? Because there's one called Victor Vran, and that one actually is like you're playing as like a Van Helsing, and he has like a similar thing. Grim Dawn is different. Grim Dawn is like the entire world has like exploded in like evil stuff immediately, and everything's collapsed, and your character like came back to life, and you have stuff. And then you have to save the world. It's a good game, Grim Dawn. Highly recommended.
Of their own. If the Fae spirits are still.
Oh, she uses her bullshit druid magic or whatever, and then the roots go away.
Magic still thrive. The ways open.
The old magics, guys. The old magics. I've never been a fan of druids or shamans in fantasy games. If it has to do with the spirits or the elements or the ancients or nature, I kind of just go, this is boring. I want my magic to be like occult shit, dark magic, the power of the universe, like a primordial force of like energy or whatever the fuck. It must have been a very specific style of druid, which is a weird force, which is kind of druid. Oh yay, another rift with like, that's gonna give me mediocre loot. Can't wait. Where they're like huffing shrooms and feeding plant demons children's hearts to make golems or some shit. Have you ever played The Witcher 3? What do you think of those like creepy Sisters of the Forest thing, whatever the fuck they were? Remember those? I don't know. It's been a while. But they eat children. They would like lure children in and then eat them. They're great. They're like almost like fairy tale sort of like weird witch people. Looked revolting, kind of, yeah. Why can't I move here? Okay, that's kind of confusing. What are they called? The crones or something? What was, I don't remember. The crones of Crookback Bog. Hookback? I don't know, something like that.
Sorry, Finn makes fun of my collection, but I think it's charming. Stay
Something
safe.
like that. Proper old school Celtic bloke wearing a ratty old robe who's here to sacrifice you to the spirits of the Fae and use your corpse as a vessel for the swamp demons. But like, what about a hippie? What if your druid was just like a hippie who liked the forest? I'm definitely not making fun of WoW druids. Nope.
Hello.
I made a druid. That druid got to level 3 and deleted that fucking character. I did like the same thing like a day ago.
My collection. Thank you.
Oh, they're the same flask. Never mind.
I will treasure it.
Up yours with the balance of nature shit. Nature be fucking scary. Well, yeah, I guess. Warcraft's not really like that, though, so I get why they're druids. Their druids are like Ishnu Allah. The Emerald Dream. Emerald Bluntity. Like my least favorite shit. Well, some of my least favorite shit in like old WoW lore is like anything to do with the druids and the Emerald Dream. I'm like, I just fucking fall asleep when they start talking about the Emerald Dream. Fucking weird druids going in there talking with a weird dragon lady who's asleep but dreaming, but nightmare maybe. Yeah, pretty much. Yes, Sarah. God, I don't even remember. Like, they killed her or something. They killed, I don't know. I feel like half the dragons died and they didn't. The dragons were all different aspects of something. Ysera was the aspect of nature and of the Emerald Dream. And she's the dreamer. She's always a sleepy. And then when she wakes up, she's mad. And then I think she dies. Yeah, they all, like, there's Ysera's the aspect of the nature. Malagos was the aspect. We kill him in Lich King. He was the aspect of magic. Alexstrasza was the aspect of life. Nosdormu was the aspect of time. How do you kill the represent? Well, they're not like a primordial for. This might have been retconned with stuff, but the original, I think, idea was that when the Titans came to Azeroth, yeah, they govern it. That's a good way to put it, Plagueling. When the Titans came to Azeroth, they made or empowered the dragons with these powers, so that they essentially are like the custodians of them on Azeroth. That's the way to put it. That's Kami's Kami the Midget. Yes, that's Nosdormu is the aspect of time. He's that's the what's it called? And each dragon flight, like each of the different dragon flights, not just the they all kind of embody that. The red dragons are all about life. The green dragons are all about nature. The blue dragons are about magic. The bronze about time. I don't remember any of the other ones. What were the black dragons before they went crazy? They were Earth. That's what it was. They were Earth. The black dragons were aspects of the Earth, and their head, their aspect. I don't remember what his name was, but he eventually, because they're the aspects of the Earth, they were close to the old gods that were sealed into the Earth of Azeroth, and slowly over time, the leader aspect, the leader of the Black Dragonflight, became corrupted, and then he became Neltharion, yes, and he became Deathwing. He essentially slowly got corrupted. Yeah, essentially he got Reapered. They got like Reapered, kind of. They got corrupted by like the old gods, and Deathwing decided, what if everything should die? N'Zoth's, yeah. Yeah, it was N'Zoth, yeah. all of the old gods like corrupt in certain ways, but they usually have their own like flavor of corruption, where it's like slightly different. Old gods are cool. I do appreciate, like, the old gods are clearly like Lovecraftian. I do appreciate that Blizzard didn't just straight up take Lovecraft creatures. They actually just made their own fucking names. Cthulhu. Yogg-Saron is pretty close, I'll be fair. N'Zoth, Yashara, Yashurgur. N'Zoth, yeah, N'Zoth was like, he was like one of like the last remaining ones for a while. In vanilla, well, it's not really sure if you can kill the old gods. I don't know if this has been retconned. For like the longest time, it was like you can't actually kill them, but you can like beat them up enough that they won't be a problem for a while. So like back in vanilla, you in the Encourage raid, you defeat Cthulhu enough for him to piss off for a while, and then in Wrath of the Lich King, we defeat Yogg-Saron enough for him to fuck off for a while, and then N'Zoth was the last one that was like left still kind of active, and then we defeat him in an underwhelming boss fight. You can absolutely kill them, but it destroys the part of the planet they're on. But you can temporarily destroy their physical manifestations. Yeah, that's like it's the whole thing that the Titans had the issue with, which was the reason why the Titans didn't destroy the old gods is because they would have destroyed Azeroth probably. And so they're like, well, we don't want to destroy the planet, but we can't let these guys run amok. So we'll just like put them in super jail and hope that works. And it did for a while, but eventually the mortals of Azeroth had to deal with them and kick them in the teeth.
This druid has seen better days.
Speaking of druids. Why is my, like, random skeleton not spawning again? Not enough spirit to summon desired amount. What the fuck is spirit? Let's talk more about WoW. Talk more about how the Night Elves ruined everything. If there's like okay, the Night Elves ruined everything is kind of like the big thing of WoW for a while. The Night Elves ruined everything on Azeroth. Pretty much for like the first good chunk, a lot of the big problems Azeroth had was because of the Night Elves. I think the orcs... Well, why did the orcs get to Azeroth? Why did the Burning Legion first come to Azeroth? I know orcs... WoW orcs can be fucking annoying. But, like... Let's be fair. The first time the Burning Legion showed up, it was because of the Night Elves. And then the Burning Legion kept coming back. Well, Medivh was possessed by Sargeras. Listen, are you forgetting Plagueland, the War of the Ancients? That was the first one. Orcs, not demons. Well, no, I mean like... No, I'm saying I'm blaming the Night Elves, and the Night Elves are the first... If you're saying the Burning Legion was the reason, the Night Elves are to blame for most of the things. Yes, Lugor. So the Burning Legion has tried to invade Azeroth, what, 4 times right by now? And what happened was that, like, 20,000 years ago, what's it called? The 5? Jesus Christ. 20,000 years ago, or some obscene number, the the elves were like doing shit with arcane magic. They had this giant thing called the Well of Eternity, which was like a giant pool of arcane magic. 10,000. Yeah. And something happened. It was like it was like a giant beacon to the Burning Legion. And then the Burning Legion like was called because the Queen of the Night Elves, Ashara, was like being a bit of a bitch, and then they called the Burning Legion, and then the Burning Legion happened, and the War of the Ancients happened, and that caused the Sundering, and the Sundering is what split the former one continent of Azeroth into Kalimdor and the Eastern Kingdoms. That's how big of the thing is. And the big, if you look on the map, there's the Maelstrom in the center of the ocean, of the Great Sea. That's where the Well of Eternity used to be. Yeah, that's kind of, she basically saw a vision of Sargeras and really thought, I'm going to straddle that, and that's kind of how far her intentions went. Yeah, Ashara was a bit of a whore. Ashara was like very much like the idea of like the decadent, like degenerate noble kind of thing. Like that's what she was, and like a lot of the Highborn were, and they caused like their essentially not hubris, but their like decadence essentially doomed the world. Sort of think of it as like a elven Last Days of Rome kind of thing. The Eldar, yeah, that's a good comparison too. Like the Eldar before they banged Slaanesh into existence. And so what happened then is, yeah, the Highborn, the Highborn and the mages of the Night Elves were banished, and they went to the Eastern Kingdoms, and then they eventually sided with the Alliance because the Alliance were cool, and like the humans and shit were perfectly fucking cool with magic. Showing it that it was definitely a Night Elf problem, because so many other races have used arcane magic without it blowing up in their face as much. So it was definitely a Night Elf problem. And this is saying something as, this is me as someone whose main character in that game was a Night Elf, is a Night Elf. So, it's all their fault. But because of that, eventually they tried to invade again, and that was with the orcs. And then through that, they also caused the Plague of Undeath, because that was also a thing. And that subsequently also created the Lich King, which became its own problem. So yeah, it all stems from the Night Elves being dumb. Most of it can be if you want to pick like a single individual, it is mostly Ashara's fault. Which is really funny because she becomes, doesn't she like help us? Plagueling, doesn't she like go like, oh, I'm sorry, ooh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna help now. That's what I remember. I skipped BFA. Oh. Okay. She shows up in BFA. Ashara shows up in BFA, and what is the Naga land called? What is the land where they live called? Wow. Naga land. Nazjatar. Nazjatar. Yeah. I mean, crit and bitter post Legion. Fair. No, fair. Fair. So yeah. Ashara shows up there and is like, I'm gonna help you defeat N'Zoth. I know that I'm a big evil, like, lizard squid thing now. But I'm gonna, it's my fault, but I'm gonna help you because, and I know that the Naga have been nothing but trouble since, but I'm gonna help you now.
Undead.
And then I don't remember what is Ashara still alive? She's still around? She's still around. I'm surprised no one's killed her. Here, I'll show you a before and after of what she was like. She used to look like this. This is her as, like, sexy Queen Ashara. She's, you know. And then, let's find a good one. Here we go. So, before, and then, I keep not dragging these, and then after. So, take your pick. Do you like tentacles and eyes? Lots of eyes. They should have made her uglier. They should have made her uglier when she turned into a Naga, because it would have fit like a punishment for her destroying the world. She blew up everything. It's her fault. It's amazing how I haven't thought about like half this lore in a while. Like the human mind. I haven't thought about this lore for like years, but now thinking about it, it just all comes back immediately, and I remember like all of it.
Bastard tyrant preacher dreamer! I said.
Yeah.
I don't take orders.
It's the same as Illidan. In case of emergency, break glass, and it's just a photo of popular characters. Yeah. In case of we can't kill anyone, because then when we write ourselves into a fucking knot, we can't find a way out of it. And like, to be fair, what the WoW, they've been like not sure of their own lore for like a while. Like there was that thing years and years and years ago. It was before Cataclysm came out. There was at BlizzCon, they were doing a Q&A with like a lot of the lead like lore people and stuff like that. And this one fucking guy in a red shirt comes up and is like, "Hey, we're talking about the dwarves, and you mentioned that like Falstaff. What happened to Falstaff Wildhammer? Who was the leader of one of the dwarven clans?" And it's like, Falstaff's like, you know, what happened to him? And the writers, I think it was like Chris Metzen and like a couple other people, they're like sitting there like, "Isn't Falstaff dead?" And he goes, "No." Like no, he's still alive according to this. And then they kind of just like, "We'll look into that." They completely forgot that a character hadn't died. Red shirt guy. God, that was 15 years ago. Jesus Christ. But I know the red shirt guy. He's a fan who asked a question about dwarven leadership during a lore panel at BlizzCon 2010. I just finished reading The Shattering yesterday, and I noticed something. Oh. It said that... Oh, in the book, right, the book for the game. It was like, I have finished reading The Shattering, and noticed that Falstad is going to be on the Council of Three Hammers, but in the Baden it's Kurdran Wildhammer, and Falstad is not in the game. What happened to him? And then Chris Madsen is like, "Isn't Falstad dead from Day of the Dragon?" No, he survived. In fact, he was the leader of Airy Peak and Vanilla WoW through Wrath of the Lich King. And then it's funny because Chris Metzen goes, "Right, of course. Alex, what's up with that?" And then they were trying to just, knock it off to the other writer, and he's like, "Thanks for pointing that out. We're gonna get that fixed. Thank you." Oh, that's funny. Isn't Falstad dead? And it's so funny because I'm playing classic WoW and I just did some quests in the hinterlands and yeah, Falstad's still there. So I can't imagine if fucking people like Chris Metzen were getting the lore fucking confused. I can't imagine these fucking new people what the fuck they're doing. Do these people even know? I wonder if you like quiz the people in charge of writing WoW now on like WoW characters if they could recognize like half of them. Am I being unfair? Plagueling, am I being unfair? You play retail. Am I being unfair? What's the lore like? Give me the status of the lore. Is WoW in a good spot? Depends on if they hire lore nerds. Not really, it's fucking atrocious. Oh, good.
These are just some... Oh, I like this one.
Hire me, you fuckers. Am I not wearing any pants anymore? What the fuck? What a fun game. WoW's so much fun. I love WoW. Wow me. Me, I love WoW. Me, Gongaga. Love video games. Love video games. Thank you for joining me for my WoW lore stream. Been saying the same thing for Bethesda for like 15 years. You gotta remember, the real secret is that I have dreams about Tesla or higher. So the thing is that the reason why that's not going to happen is because you care about the franchise and the IP and the world and the universe. What they want is they're going to hire writers and stuff who are people who have failed at making their own things. And so what they want to do is they want to essentially, like a parasite, that's the word, leech on a popular established franchise and inject it with their shitty fan fiction. Or like, you know, I'm going to add my OCs to this game. I'm going to add my own sort of horse shit to this popular franchise, and people will see it because it's attached to something that people like. No, I'm not bitter. Yeah, it's unfair. You know, to be fair, I agree. Yeah, that's unfair to them. The fan fiction writers do give a shit, I will admit. But what I mean is like the people who maybe not like fan fiction in like they want to add their own shit that they can't make successful on their own to something that is popular so that they can essentially rub it in people's face. At least that's what I get from it.
Hello. Finn makes fun of my collection, but I think it's charming.
Oh, that's how you get spirit.
That one spoke to me as well.
Firebolt. It's the casual fans who think, wouldn't it be cool if a lightsaber had a crossguard? Knows enough to sound like they know what they're doing, knows little enough to know, knows little enough that they're dangerous.
I hope it helps.
You know, I totally get that. What? Oh, and that goes in that. No, wait. Can I? Oh, that's a staff. I thought that was. Oh, I wasn't reading. Shit. Thought that was a wand. Grant's Bone Blast? What the fuck is Bone Blast?
May it serve you well.
You know, it's funny because they're like the kind of, it's like, I get what you're like, those kind of people too are sometimes like the worst to deal with that sort of shit. Palpatine has somehow come back, Mate Legends had 5 instances of Palpatine or a clone or spirit, whatever, coming back. Just steal one of those instead of going, yeah, exactly. But like, it's one of the things where you kind of touch on a point where like, oh, this is not friendly zone. This is bad zone. Can I not? How much? I don't have enough spirit for that. Okay. Like the people who say that, who go like, ooh, what if we did this crazy shit, right? And oh my God, she did say that. Kathleen Kennedy did say that Star Wars had no pre-existing source material to put from, except 30 years of books, movies, or books, comics, games, novels, fucking everything. But like, sorry, I want to finish that train of thought because I'm gonna forget it. There's like the whole thing of like, you know, the person who you said, Lugor, who like, oh, what if there's like a crossguard lightsaber? They're like the worst because, you know, like they'll submit an idea like that, and you'll go as someone who knows more about that world, about like, you know, who you've been reading it, watching it, playing it for years and years and years. You go out and you say to them, well, you know, yeah, that seems cool, but like here's why it doesn't make sense or it doesn't work. They would get indignant towards you for like shitting on their idea, despite it being, you know, not sensical. That's the like the worst part. It's like, you fucker, you don't even know what you're talking about. You know, and it's like, it's, you know. Okay, fair enough, yeah. Yeah, true, it is, yes. That is, this series has been around for a long time, and now it is dead. 78, that's crazy, Jesus. Amazing how good that movie still is. What a fucking waste. Absolute fucking waste. But yeah, they're the kind of people who it's like you say, well, it doesn't make sense that a crossguard lightsaber exists, and they go, and they sigh. And it's like, why are you shitting on my ideas? And then they say something stupid like, you know, this movie has like space magic, and you're saying this doesn't work, and it's like, oh God, okay. What's the word I'm thinking of? It's like verisimilitude, where something like feels like it fits in, like it makes sense. I'd say maybe even just like self-consistency. I feel like writers need to realize that it's like, you know, a world being consistent is important. Which D&D movie are you talking about? With the fucking space magic has defined rules. One of the reasons that the D&D movie recently was amazing and everything was in the rules of the universe. I saw that on like a streaming service like a week or two ago, and I wondered if I would have had, if it's the one I'm thinking of. I think I was wondering like maybe that'd be worth a watch. I don't know. I've heard it was good. But like that's the thing though, is that like when you have to fit, like, universes have rules. Fictional ones with magic and stuff have rules. And you have to follow them because it makes contradictions, and then the contradictions make things fall apart. You know, so for example, like, if your universe has magic that is like healing magic, and there's a situation where, or like, let's say there's magic in the universe, and like a character is like dying from a wound, and they just end up dying and nothing is done, but then later on another character gets like healing magic done on them, it begs the question, why didn't you heal the other guy? So you have to like establish stuff and keep it consistent, because otherwise it comes down to it makes your story the worst it can be, which is, oh, you're just doing whatever is convenient. There are no rules, and I can't get invested then because you're just going to pull something out of your ass to, you know, save the heroes or to progress the plot. So what me actually caring about what's happening and what is and isn't allowed, then, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing, is like, the Qui-Gon can die from stabs to the chest. Is that a thing did that happen recently? Did someone in Star Wars get a lightsaber to the chest and they just like kept on going? You know that blade of like hot plasma, superheated plasma, or whatever the fuck? I haven't seen any Star Wars shit since The Last Jedi. Like 5 people. Oh my god. Well, again, it's like, how do you get invested in a story like that then? You know what I mean? Like, how do you give a shit about what's happening to character? Oh my fucking god. Like, how do you give a shit if anything can happen? If like, if something that was once like certain death is now no longer death. Like what is the point? Kylo, Sabine, 2 Inquisitors, 1 got it done to them twice. Oh my god. Oh yeah, Ahsoka got a fucking, yeah, right. Okay, she got her own show. I'm guessing that's where fucking, is that where Sabine was? I don't know where the fuck else Sabine. I remember watching a little bit of Rebels back in the day, and I know that Ahsoka was in that, I think. It's horrifically bad. Okay. Okay. You know hyperspace, where the transition to another dimension to move really quick? Nah, that's in real space. You can oh god. That was one of the, okay, so The Last Jedi was like the last Star Wars thing I saw because of how fucking stupid it was. Well, exactly. Like, it begs the question. It's like, so, if being able to essentially hyperspace ram is a thing, why would you ever have a traditional, like, why did they not just, like, hyperspace ram into the Death Star? Why not just hyperspace ram into, like, you know, whatever thing? And, you know, like, you have to think about that, right? Why would you do anything but that? You know, what is the purpose? Like, when I saw, okay, The Last Jedi, I went and saw that with a group of friends. There was 4 of us, and we made a night out of it. We went for dinner and drinks, and we went to the movies, and it was great, except the movie. I had fun spending time with my friends, but I didn't have fun at the movies. So there was 2 scenes that, okay, so the scene where like Leia gets magically like force Mary Poppins her way back into the ship. I was like, why would you do this like this? This feels so fucking weird. Why wouldn't you, like, show off her force? Like, first of all, like, why would you do this thing where we think she's gonna die, and then, oh, nope, And then, like, why would you do it in such, like, a extreme way where we have never seen, like, anyone do something like that before, of, like, pulling themselves out of the vacuum of space, you know, with the Force. So at that point, I had to resist walking out of the theater. I had to stop myself, because I'm like, no, you're here with friends. You can't walk out of the theater. And then what when the hyperspace ram happened later, I audibly just went, oh, fuck off, I said. And it was a bit of a, like, a uh-oh moment, because everyone went really quiet, or like it was really quiet, because they did the thing where they went, like, the sound kind of like cuts out. And so I just heard, like, oh, fuck off. And I was, with the Death Star, oh yeah, instant kill, but huge, fucking expensive. Use this really rare crystal to build. Yeah, exactly. Why not just put a bunch of rocks onto fucking planets? Rocks. Why don't I just... I'm sorry, it's so late. Why not just put, like, fucking... Like, put a fucking hyperspace engine on a fucking asteroid and fly it into a planet? What a shitty fucking shotgun. Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's clearly an example of a writer thinking of what is really cool without addressing how it works in the world. I'll stay up. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, you guys, please, don't stay up on my behalf. I will say, I have also done that many times in the past, where it's like, oh God, I have stayed up way too late on the weekend. I might as well just stay up. So I might just, maybe I just stay up and I go through the rest of the day. Okay, fair enough. What time is it? 12:30. It's 6 hours. This is fun. I get to talk about WoW, get to talk about... It always comes back, whenever you talk about, like, people... It's funny. We started talking about how people were ruining, like, WoW. And then we also kind of talked about how, like, the WoW lore got shit, but then also the Elder Scrolls lore got shit. But whenever you start talking about that, it's funny how it always comes back to Star Wars. It's funny because, like, it's the prime example. Like... Star Wars is dead. Like, it's sure they're making stuff, but it's not a movie franchise anymore. No one is making, like, Star Wars movies. Like, the last one was such a fucking failure. They haven't made one since Solo, because they're afraid that it's gonna they're gonna lose the first real suicide. That's a good way to put it. Imagine spending like $5 billion on this thing that could have essentially made you, and it's one of those things where it's like, I'm sure Disney has probably made money from this, like, overall, but I bet it's nowhere near as much as was projected. Because the dollar signs were probably, like, insane that they had in their eyes. Star Wars, fucking, oh my God. But, like, it's fucking dead. It's like it's doing, like, okay, but it's like, I don't know, I wouldn't even say it's doing okay. Like, it's just like a bunch of shitty TV shows. Last film was 2000. I'm gonna say that was 2019, not 2109, but okay. Like, Star Wars printed money, and they dropped the ball so hard you can smell fucking brimstone coming up from the hole the ball made. And Satan's lodged a fucking complaint. Yeah, it's imagine you fuck this up so much. You like it. Like it's like that fucking, it's the Breaking Bad meme. We had a good thing going and you fucked it up. like it's amazing. It, cause like you can't. I don't know if you could say it's in a good like. And pull every trick out of the book and put it's like I don't know how you like. I think from the very beginning, like scrapping all of the expanded universe was a huge mistake. And I'm not gonna say that everything in the expanded universe was good, but like the idea of like completely decanonizing it instead of saying like, okay, well we're gonna like pick and choose. Some things are gonna be retconned, but like there's gonna be still like there's enough room in the galaxy for all of this to breathe. Would have been like a good thing to say. You know, like all of this can still exist. It's a big galaxy. We don't need to like erase everything. You know, sure, some things might happen, but like, or, you know, we're going to revisit things in a different way, yada, yada, yada. We're not just going to destroy the hard work of like a bunch of nerds that kept this franchise alive until the prequels. You know what I mean? And like, you know, is it just TV shows? Are there any Star Wars like actually films coming out soon? Are you know, and like think about like other things. Like I don't know about like games and comics. Are they still, or not games, but like comics or novels? Do they still make Star Wars things like that? Those used to be popular. I remember seeing so many Star Wars novels whenever I went to the bookstore. You know, as for games, it's like the Star Wars games used to be so good. It meant to be a Mando film and a Starfighter one, like about, like just about like fighting like space fighters. It's weird. Probably get shit canned. Oh, okay. You know, it's funny because in like for Star Wars video games, there are so many there are so many good Star Wars video games. Some Star Wars video games are the best video games of all time, or maybe even like the best examples of their genre. Like Star Wars, like oh god, what is it? Fucking like I think of like the Jedi Knight games. Amazing. Jedi Academy, yeah, Lugor. Jedi Academy is amazing. Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast is amazing. They're great games. Fucking has the best lightsaber. Yeah, it still has the best lightsaber combat. I would argue. I'd say like the Jedi Outcast games are okay. You don't really, you know, to be fair, you don't really do too much actual lightsaber fighting in those games, but it's a lot of fighting against like droids or other people. But it's such a good game. Fucking hi Cyber, yeah. And fucking like, oh man, I'm always see I'm still streaming because I'm usually up till like 3 in the morning on the weekends, so this is normal for me. But like, like you know what? One of the best games ever made is a Star Wars game. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, and I'd even throw in Knights of the Old Republic 2. I don't like it as much as 1, but it's still a pretty damn good game. What have they done game-wise, Star Wars? They did the Jedi Outcast and Fallen Order games, or Fallen Order and Survivor, and those games are fine. They're okay. I think the first one is better than the second one.
My beloved son.
My dearest daughter.
But,
Loved for all
like,
time.
what else is there? Like, there was that, what was it, Outlaws that came out? That was like a total fucking flop. You don't like those games, Playling? Why not? I think the second one's kind of rough. Still says Fallout 4. Oh. Oh, whatever. Who cares? Path of... Yeah, whatever. Who cares? Thank you. Thank you. It's late. Star Wars Force Commander was an awesome RTS. God, what was... There was an RTS I loved. Empire at War. Star Wars Empire at War. That fucking game was so good. Empire, Rebels, RTS, space, in space, on the ground. That game was so fucking good. They had like a little like 4X kind of thing too. It had like a little 4X element where you'd have like control over planets and you would move fleets around and stuff like that. It was, oh god, it was so good. Came out 2006. The modding community is still thriving. They have wild shit with the wow. That might be worth like You know what might be worth, like, whenever the next Star Wars project comes out, whatever, like, the next movie, around that time, doing, like, a Star Wars off, where I do, like a stream of, like, maybe a couple streams, or, like, a week of streams of just, like, different Star Wars games. You know, do a little, maybe blitz through Jedi Academy, do Jedi Outcast, play a little bit of Empire at War, you know, pick up some other ones, you know, like, cause fuck, man, like, they were so good. There were so many Star Wars games. There was a lot of bad Star Wars games. I won't lie, but there was a lot of good ones. It's a Sekiro knockoff. I don't like that the perfect parry gameplay is the only From Software really. That perfect parry gameplay that only From Software really does well for me. I find that the Jedi games are not like, some of them are. I feel like the first one's actually pretty darn good. It's nice and small and smooth. The second one kind of does like a semi-open world, and it kind of gets tedious. I think the first one has some good moments, and I think like it's an interesting way to like implement the like block mechanic, the perfect parry stuff with like reflecting blaster bolts. Remember Star Wars? Remember when things were good? Do you think anyone at Disney is gonna like learn their lesson that they fucked it? Awakening, grab the Awakening of the Rebellion mod for Empire World. It's insane. I'm gonna actually look that up. Awakening of the Rebellion. Awakening of the Rebellion. Steam community. What do you do with this? Is a overhaul. It's inspired by old blah blah blah. Other titles: more in-depth mission system, tech system, new units, improved tactical combat and space ground, galactic combat. Okay. Oh shit! Wow, so many screenshots. That's impressive. Huh. Oh, and there's like, I see Clone Wars stuff. That makes me interested. Wow, that's pretty fucking impressive. All right, that might be fun. If I do, I'm gonna look. When does the next? I'm gonna actually just Google next Star Wars movie. $2026. Okay, maybe not. Maybe near like the end of the year, we do like a Star Wars off. Or next time I have like a down period where I don't really have any games to play, I'll do like a big Star Wars. No, I swear that everyone's a yes man. They suck up to KK just to spit self-inserts. Seriously, how many slim brunette Brits is she gonna put in her films? They have a Clone Wars mod by the same team? Okay. What a fucking waste. Not to mention they wasted all the fucking Awakening of the Clone Wars. Not appropriate. They wasted all. They had the original. You had it all and you fucked it. You fucked it. It's all fucked. You fucked it. You fuckers. You had the entire series and you fucked it. I like how like it's amazing that like you have the original cast of this movie. You got Mark Hamill, you got Carrie Fisher, you got Harrison Ford, and what is your creative ideas for these characters in the first movie? Oh, you kill them. You kill Han Solo. Oh, what's the other director's creative idea in the second one? For Luke. Oh, they kill him. Oh. Then, like, the only one who's dead in real life makes it to the 3 of the films. She was dead before the last one was even done. How do you fucking manage that? Oh my god. And you don't do anything with any of them. Harrison Ford comes around and goes, I'm Han Solo. It's real, the Jedi. The Jedi, it's real, all of it. It's so funny, that line where it's like the Jedi, the Force, it's real, all of it. It's the equivalent of like 30 years after World War II going like the Nazis, Hitler, it was real. It all actually happened. Like what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, they had several scenes that shot after she died and they had to use a CGI stand-in. Harrison Ford said multiple times he wanted nothing to do with it. Harrison Ford hasn't given a shit in a role for like the last fucking 30 years. Took Mark Hamill and George Lucas asking him to get him to do it. That's really sad. On the condition they kill him off somehow. I don't know. I always found that, like, how Harrison Ford feels like he doesn't give a shit about, like, about Star Wars kind of feels like, I don't know. There's something about it that, like, it's hard to really nail it, but it rubs me the wrong way, where it's like, this is the thing that, like, made your fucking career, and you don't seem to, like, give a shit about it. And it's weird. It's, like, a weird thing where it's like, doesn't it because his mates are people who knows beg him? That's really just, I don't know. Like, it just makes me think of, like, it's a Vinny Vinesauce joke where he goes, it's Harrison bored, and it's like, even I get bored sometimes, Jabba. The issue with the DMA, the warrior ones was we should, no one takes their blight. Yeah, again, it's like, God, like, it doesn't make any sense. Why does nobody in the galaxy, like, the Empire was real. Jedi were real. We knew Luke's Skywalker, Luke Skee-Ball. Fucking, like, the Jedi were the guardians of peace and justice for 1,000 generations. How the fuck do you forget that? How does that get, like, fucking memory hold? They had one heck of a PR team, yeah. And in that scene, like, fucking what's-his-face is there. No, not Poe. Finn is there. Well, Han Solo's like, it's real, all of it. Like, Poe, you work for the First Order. You know those guys who were, like, the Empire, pretty much? And you know those guys who, like, fought and killed all the Jedi? And, like, you know, you worked for, like, you're like, never mind. Finn could have been so much more. I know. What a fucking waste. Good job. You know, it's so funny because, like, the arc is so fucking, like, clear. He should have become a Jedi. The arc is that from the very beginning, he should have become a Jedi. And the fucking, like, it would be like almost like a Kyle Katarn-esque kind of thing. But, like, fuck it, never mind. Who cares? Rey should have been evil, and Finn should have been the last Jedi. It's right there. Well, that's what I think would have been really interesting. Is it would have been something they wouldn't do because they couldn't. Like, it would be too. Like, oh no, we can't show a character be bad. It's one of the things, like, I despise about Rey as a character is how she can just, like, do all this shit, like, all the Force stuff specifically. It's like, this is like crazy stuff, and you're just, like, doing it. Like, you know what? It would have been a good way to play into that. To, like, cough, cough, Mary Sue. Yeah, I agree with that. I do think so. But, like, could have been like a revolution. Yeah, fair enough. That could have been another way to do it. Yeah, he starts like he actually starts like an uprising amongst these like these like fucking like essentially like slave soldiers, more or less. It's so weird because it's like they could have done something where like, yeah, let's say that Rey is really good at the Force naturally. She's got like fucking uncanny ass talent. And that leads her down the path of like hubris, of like thinking that she's so good, and then, you know, she falls to the dark side. Because she's like, yeah, you know what? I am really good. Yeah, I am fucking awesome, aren't I? Yeah, maybe I should have more influence. Maybe I should have more power, right? Like that sort of classic shit. You know, where Finn comes from like or Finn could be like the opposite. He kind of approaches the Jedi stuff the sort of like traditional way. And you know, of sort of like, you know, going like, man, I'm not sure if I have this, or I'm not sure if I can do this. And he's sort of like the like, you know, maybe he's more self-deprecating, where he's like, I'm just like, I was a fucking stormtrooper, I can't be a Jedi, you know. And it's like, no, you have it in there, and he gets taught by Luke or whoever the fuck. And that fucking Rey joins sides with the evils, with fucking Kylo and shit. And then have it in the third movie, there's a big fucking, you know, head-to-head where, you know, Finn is like a Jedi proper now. We're like on the cusp of becoming the best Jedi, or like the next Jedi, or a Jedi properly. And he meets up with like Sith in training Rey and stuff like that, and he helps her kind of fight her urge or something. And you know, maybe we have like a moment where they can like both kind of help Kylo, and one of them's gonna die. And I would probably say either in this case Rey or Kylo would be the way to do it. Maybe even both, depending on how. I think you'd maybe want to keep one of the. In this case, Rey's a character that's actually like worth keeping. So, you know, fucking kill them both. They didn't want the girl to be the bad guy. Just have her be her be an arrogant cunt and get bodied by some normal non-Force people like Captain Phasma. Remember Captain Phasma? That was such a good character. Literally set up Finn being Force sensitive back in TFA, and Kylo literally senses something from him after they get shot up in the. Well, like, I think like the whole thing was that, like, to me as someone who's like a bit of a Star Wars nerd, I was always under the impression that like a fucking lightsaber was very difficult for someone who isn't Force sensitive to use, in terms of like any, like, outside of like picking it up and holding it. You know what I mean? Like, so I thought like, oh, maybe he's got something. Maybe, you know, he can pick it up. He can kind of like, you know, sure, he's not like a fucking swordsman, but he's like, he can use it. And I'm like, oh, maybe he's, you know, gonna become a Jedi. But no, what happens is that in the next movie, he ends up going on a pointless side quest for like the whole film. It's a big fucking plasma sword. If you try to swing it, you can probably do some normal left-right swings, but everything else you end up cutting your fucking leg off. Well, I remember that it was like, again, it's like conflicting, you know, whoever's writing the lore sort of thing. I remember it was like, it's weightless. Like, the blade is plasma, so it's essentially weightless, right? And it makes it so it's very hard to control for someone who, like, the only thing that has weight on a lightsaber, and this might not be canon or whatever, I don't remember where I read this, but like, so the only thing that has weight is the handle or the hilt. And that's like, it makes it like, so it's very like confusing to use or something. Oh, I don't even know what killed me. I looked away for 3 seconds to read chat. Not even a second. It's a big fucking plasma sword just because it doesn't need force, it's a physical force to cut through things. Yeah, true. It doesn't actually need, like, we see her for her words and actions, like getting thrown around in a little bin. Yeah. Just annihilates things. The device is heavy as fuck. I don't know. I never bought that. I'm like, it's a fucking, like, handle. It can't be that heavy.
Depraved witch. You are not long for this world.
What is happening?
Rend your soul. The soul is mine. I will end your meaningless life.
I like how they found a way to make a fucking ARPG roll slop. I'm joking. I am not one of those people who thinks that any game with rolling is roll slop. Games are only roll slop if you let them be. So one thing I'm noticing that I'm fucking myself on in this game is that you can't animation cancel, it seems. You have to do the whole animation of like a skill, or otherwise it just will not cast, and you can actually burn a cooldown on it too. I was just saying Star Wars. Yeah, they could have done some cool stuff with those characters, but man, why would you... Okay, again, Star Wars is your money printing franchise. You paid $800 fucking billion for it. I know it's not really, but like, you paid an obscene amount of money to get this franchise. You're making the premier 3-movie series of this franchise you spent tons of money on. You don't have a plan. Don't you see something wrong there? Wouldn't you stop and maybe like... I don't know, write down what you want to do with the fucking movie? Like, it's clear, it's like you have the first movies written by one guy and, like, one director, and then it's like, oh, it's just gonna be, like, random other people, and then, like, what the fuck? Why wouldn't you have this and, like, get, like, okay, the director of all these films is gonna be man. And then the writer's gonna be other person, and you know, it's gonna be the same fucking, and we're gonna have our fucking ducks in a row. Everything is gonna be fucking certain. From the fucking casting to the writing to the directing, it's all gonna be fucking planned.
Give it a rest. Your empire is no more.
That wasn't bad. That wasn't a bad fight. All right, so now let's start talking about Star Trek. No, but seriously, it's amazing how whenever I see something that's like a new franchise or like maybe like a new step, a new era, a new entry in a franchise, be it a movie, be it a game, be it a TV show,
My dearest
I just
My
don't
beloved son.
I don't think it's gonna be good. I know it's not gonna be good. Search for the tomb of the consort. Why? Where's the tomb of the consort?
Are you numb in the head? You failed the praetor.
Oh, there we go.
Come
The
back
door.
when you
Okay.
have the other key.
Yes. Please. Take your time.
Who can it be now? Okay, well, I think that's a good spot to end this. This went longer than I thought. I know I didn't really talk too much about this game, but again, I said it like an hour and a half ago. If you see this game, you know if you like it automatically, because if you like this kind of game, you'll probably like this. If you like like the ARPG, Diablo-esque, whatever, and if you don't, you probably won't. Path of Exile 2. It's not out yet, but you can pay money for it, even though it will eventually be free. I don't know why you would do that, but it's your money.